Okay. Welcome everyone. I am Leah. Brian is out of town this weekend. I am giving the talk tonight. We will be giving the reading, which will be given by Bob.
This is Emmett Fox. Find and Use Your Inner Power is the book. And the reading is the door that opens in. The door of the soul opens inward. That is often the reason we do not make our demonstration. We assume that it opens outward, and we press and push against it as hard as we possibly can, seemingly oblivious of the fact that we are really but closing it all, and the more firmly against our good. To work in this way is really to use willpower, which is not treatment at all. It is simply trying to overcome by human effort and leaving God out. Human nature is very prone to push blindly when frightened or frustrated. Indeed, this is precisely why the doors on all theaters and public buildings are obliged by law to open outward, because it is the natural direction of panic. Prayer, however, is essentially the refusal to be rushed by panic or by the existing current of things. In prayer, you must draw back from the outer picture, cease to press against events, and realize the presence of God. The door of the soul opens inward.
Thank you, Bob. I like knowing that Emmett Fox has different things to talk about and discuss. And I like that about, new doors opening up, because it kind of flows with what I want to talk about tonight. And okay, the talk is mostly going to be about the great doing of nothing. Okay? And this, I've got little things from different people that caught my eye, my attention, and want to talk about, expand on it. And this, believe it or not, is by Nick Arthur, and he is the one that has made tapping, or EFT, more popular with people, with healing and what have you. And normally it's like, yeah, okay, because, well, they want you to buy into their app, which is fine. It's just, I don't like spending money on apps. What can I say? But he had sent an email out like he usually does, gives you a little whatever. But this caught my attention. It's a Dutch word. So forgive my accent, because I have no clue how the Dutch would pronounce it. It's called Niksen, which is Niksen, which literally means doing nothing. And I like that, because we sometimes forget that when we request something or put our attention to what we would like to have happen into our life, what we would like to have manifesting into our life. Because sometimes we say, okay, universe, God, whoever, okay, this is what I would like to have happen in my life. And then all of a sudden, if you're not careful, you're starting to write things down or think. Okay, I want this in my life, so what am I going to do? And I know I've talked about this before. Quit being the backseat driver, okay? That's not your job. Okay, so he wrote down 5 simple benefits of Niksen. Doing nothing is giving yourself a break. It's letting yourself know that it is okay and safe to stop. That all will be well, even if you aren't running 1,000,000 miles a minute. 2, it's a chance to be in the here and now and to learn to sit with whatever might come up, even if it is uncomfortable. 3, it is a reminder that you are in control, that you have control over your life and the choices you make. You aren't stuck on a hamster wheel. And what that means in control is controlling and allowing things to happen. It doesn't mean you're trying to control the outcome. That's not what it means. Because that's not doing nothing when you're trying to control the outcome. Because you have no clue what the outcome is going to be like. All you know is it's going to be better than you ever thought it would be, as long as you didn't interfere. 4, it's an opportunity to get your mind wander into creative, imaginative states. So in other words, go ahead and daydream. What would you like to have happen? So imagine yourself doing whatever it is that you would love to do. Just imagine it. Not say, okay, I need to do so I can do that. No, look at the end result and see how beautifully done it is. That is where your imagination comes in. That's allowing your free will to just imagine that or something better. Because we can imagine whatever, but the universe, they always have a better idea than we do. They just don't tell us about it. They just like, wait and see. Just wait and see. And us being humans is like, well, I don't want to wait. And they're like, well, wait and see. Otherwise, if you're going to interfere. And let's see. Number 5, it's a practice of self-care to help you recover from stress and prevent burnout. And we know what that means if you're at work, or even if you're trying to decorate a house or create a painting. If it's stressing you out because things are happening around you and you can't really focus like you want, just say, okay, I'm done for the day, or at least for an hour. Go take a break, go see a movie, go visit a tree, whatever you want. That way, when you're looking at something else, I can't remember the word. Distracting yourself. You're distracting yourself into something else, so that way ideas can come in because you're not focused on that which is stressing you out. You go to relax, to have fun. Then all of a sudden you wonder, wow, I'm getting this idea and that idea. Oh, I didn't think about that. Oh yeah, when I get back, okay, I can do that. And sometimes what you need to do, that's like if you're trying to find your car keys, sometimes you got to find something else to do to remind yourself, oh yeah, I remember now, I had done this instead of what I normally do. If you're like me, that's usually what happens. Because I got one place for my keys. If I don't have them there, it's like, well, what did I do that was different? Today, are you willing to try something new and challenge yourself to be idle for just 5 to 10 minutes? And sometimes that's it. Sometimes you're so busy thinking of something that sometimes maybe you just need to pick up a book to read a page or two to kind of get your mind off to something, or just stare out the window looking at the sky. If you ever look at the sky and the clouds, oh, I've got lots of pictures of clouds. I love clouds because there's something about them. They're all puffed up and billowy and whatever, and I don't even have to see shapes in them. Sometimes I do, and sometimes it's just like, oh, look at that cloud. It looks so beautiful. And I love trees, and I'll do the same thing. Sometimes when I'm in the kitchen, I just stare out the window and stare at this one tree thinking, wow, look at that. And I got bird food out, but the birdies haven't come. But I just found out because apparently we're getting too many cats in the neighborhood. And it's like, well, that's no fun. Cats are okay, but keep them indoors like Brian keeps his. Keep them all indoors, leave the birdies alone. Like they leave there alone. They've got, what a cockatoo and a parrot, 2 parrots, and the kitties don't mess with them. They don't even pay attention to them. But outside, the cats are different. Not these. But anyway, I digress again. So that's one way to do things too, to keep on track of something. Maybe go into something so you can get back into it, and hopefully you'll think of something what you wanted to think about. You might choose to just look out the window, or even when you're waiting for the coffee to brew, you might simply sit at the table and do nothing. Or you might go outside, sit on a bench, or just be there, which I kind of did talk about. Ooh, I talked about that a little bit, and all of a sudden, there it is. And sometimes that is all you need to do, is just sit there and mellow out just for a few minutes. Try it out. And if it feels daunting, it probably means you need it even more. You can also start with just 1 to 2 minutes and build from there. And I found if I'm getting stressed out because I'm not somewhere where I think I need to be, should be, have to be, that's stressful. So to calm myself down, I'm like, perfect place at the perfect time. And I would say about 90% of the time that does work. And I do end up being exactly where I need at the perfect place, perfect time. The other 10%, still being human, still trying to, I gotta get there. Even though I'm like, Leah, relax. So, but doing that, and if there is traffic, all of a sudden I know it's traffic, I just say for everybody, I just send out the light, white light, whatever you want to call it, and say, everybody gets to be where they need to go quickly, easily, and effortlessly. Everybody will arrive where they need to be at the perfect place at the perfect time. And I find that helps calm me down. And I know as traffic tends to all of a sudden run even smoother. It's not as crowded as it used to be. And sometimes I don't notice until all of a sudden there's hardly any traffic, it seems like. And it's like, oh yeah, when did it start moving? Because you come part with the flow, and you wish for others as well as for yourself. Because I found as long as because I've had it where the stoplight and I want to get into that traffic, and there's like 2 or 3 cars in front of me, and the oncoming, they get to go, but those of us at the stop sign were stuck. So I will put the white light and ask for their protection so each one can go. Because if I just give it to myself, well, I still got to wait for the 3 people. I can't go anywhere until they do. So this way, if I make it safer for them, because if I don't make it safer for them and say there is an accident, well, who's going to go anywhere? So to me, that's part of what I do. So the flow, so we all can get where we need to go quickly, easily, and effortlessly. And all of a sudden, they're able to go. So when I get up there, then I know when it's my turn, I can easily, quickly get out there too. And sometimes that's all it is and that's doing nothing. You're not getting out there trying to direct traffic. You're just, when the time's right, they're able to get out. True, you do have some people that are waiting for that invitation. I'm sorry, that's traffic. They like to wait for that invitation. Okay. Who would have thought that the hardest thing for most of us to do these days is nothing? And it's true. How many people think they have to have a plan to get here, to get there, to do this, to do that? It's okay to say, I would like this in my life. Watch your words and what you say and how you say it, because the minute you say, I want, well, you're telling the universe, well, I don't have this. And the universe is like, okay, so you don't have it. Now what? But if you say, thank you, universe, for providing, for showing, for allowing me to have, to receive whatever it is your heart desires. Because remember, always give thanks. Because that's even in the Bible. Give thanks as if. And some people are like, well, I want to see it to believe it. Why? If you call for a pizza delivery, don't you give thanks that you're going to get that pizza? Why are you saying thanks to the person that took your order? You haven't seen the pizza, have you? But yet you're willing to thank him. Uber, if you call and say, hey, look, I need you to pick me up at such a time, such a place to get me where I need to go. And they're like, sure. And you're like, what do you say? Thank you. You don't just hang up on him and tell him, hey, I'll say thank you when you show up. No, they'll think you're rude and probably not show up because you're so rude. Same thing with the universe. If you're going to be rude, if you're not going to be grateful for what you are desiring, why should the universe do it? Give the universe time to create what it is you're desiring. You don't know how it's going to turn out, but it can only turn out awesomeness. You don't have to figure out, okay, I need to do this, I need to do that. Well, if this happens, then I got to do this. Then you start interfering. But if you feel the urge to do something you weren't expecting to do, like all of a sudden, Brian has little stories about that, where all of a sudden it's like, oh, I decided to take this street, why not? Take the street, and next thing you know, he's found this, and this, and it's like, oh, wow, yeah, I needed that. Oh, I wanted that. Oh, yeah, this is great. That's okay. You weren't really doing anything except what you're feeling, your intuition, your impulses. It could be that you just needed to go that beautiful route just to enjoy nature before you got home. Mm-hmm. Sometimes that's all you need. And just be grateful, especially, I love fall. So to me, to see the leaves turn into orange and red and what have you, it's just like, wow. And like I said, I got a tree I can look at, and I see the leaves changing, and I just love it. And I'm like, oh, it's just so awesome. Just so awesome. And that's doing nothing, but it's still giving thanks. You're still grateful for that tree. Especially when summertime hits, trust me, you want leaves on that tree. Otherwise, we're all burning up or having a hard time breathing because they create our oxygen. But you're not doing anything. You're not making that tree do that. The tree's not even doing it. It's just doing it naturally. And that's what this is all about, is doing nothing. And it's so great. True, like I was in an accident, and I'm like, the second one, I was like, okay, universe, your turn. I gave thanks, but I knew I had to call the insurance company. So it's okay, little things like that, you need to do that. But the outcome, what was going to happen, where I was going to get my car, how much it was going to be, I left that up to the universe. And they did pick a good car for me. They did great timing, this and that. But it was not what I wanted, so we had a little bit of discussion. But they won out, and now I'm grateful for the car I have. But because I did try to push the one I wanted, and the universe, of course, they love you even when you don't listen to them. They're just like, I'll wait for you. You go ahead. Do your thing. Go ahead. But because I did everything else without really meaning to, it's just like, oh, maybe I should check on this and this and this. So when it came down that I had to buy the car the universe picked up, the guy I bought it from, he'd never seen anybody buy a car. I don't think it even took 10 minutes, I owned that car. And he goes, I've never seen it work that fast. And it worked that fast because I did the little things I needed to. Like I went to the credit union, let them know I was looking for a car. How much was I allowed to get a loan for? What was this is this. So little things like that. But because I wanted a particular type of car, and it was not working out. But yeah, I am so grateful that I got the car I did get. Because again, the universe, they let me take my time. Otherwise, I could have had that car on the first day. But no, I am going to do it my way. So it took 3 days. But that's okay. I still ended up getting what they knew was better for me than what I was looking for. So that's what I mean is you could desire something, but if the universe is trying to help you, trying to get to where you need to go, sometimes doing nothing is best. And doing like just checking out how, I would have to call the credit union and verify that I could get this loan, this and that. So when I did call at the man's place that had the last car because he was getting ready to retire, because I called and I called the credit union, they had everything. So like I said, within 10 minutes, I owned the car. It might have taken me a little bit longer on the first day only because I still would have had to contact the credit union and get the loan set up. So yeah, little things like that. When you got to make the call, because the universe is not going to make the phone call for you. But little things like that, it's not getting stressed out. Oh, I have to call. I have to do this. Oh, I got to. No, I did not have to search, but Leah did anyway because I'm bound and determined going to do it my way. And like I said, took longer, but the universe just kicks back and said, let me know when you're done. And that's what happened. And that's like looking for a job or a house. It's okay. This one lady I read where this one lady, her 2 daughters, and what they would do is, they take like a drive like on the weekend just to see different places, not really searching for that right house, but kind of just drive in different neighborhoods and say, oh, isn't that house pretty, and what they might like in the house or this or that. And they would just kind of do that. So when things all of a sudden fell into place, when it was time for her to get the house, all of a sudden there was the house that her and the daughters had been looking for, looking at, wishing, desiring, creating what it is they really wanted. Did they want a house with that big of a porch or small? Did they want more of a yard, this and that? They were just doing it for fun, imagining, oh, what would it be like? Oh, if we had that house, but I would like it to be this, or like it to be that, or, oh, a yard big enough for, say, a swing set in the back for the girls. They had fun doing that, and then all of a sudden, next thing you knew, somebody said something to them, and they had the perfect house. And sometimes it's the same way, like with the car. Sometimes it's like the same way with the job. You can go send out resumes, and if there's an interview, go to it, because if you don't show up, how are they going to talk to you? But at the same time, it's not that you have to constantly keep knocking at the door. Just put the information out there, and when you wake up in the morning, give thanks for that new job, that new whatever opportunity you're looking for. Just before you even totally wake up, start giving thanks for what you are grateful for, grateful for that new car, grateful for a job where everybody likes you and loves working with you, and you love your job, you have fun at the job, and it's a great paying job. That's what we're meant to do. That's our job, is what is it we desire? What is it do we really, really want? And it's learning how to do that. And it's getting rid of the old thoughts, the old beliefs, the old whatever doesn't work for you, it's not with you. It's learning how to just be in the here and now and enjoy things as they're meant to be, and just let them be. And let's see, I think there was one other. Okay. Yes, this came from Matt Kahn. While the ego remains tortured by the necessity of surrounding control to the silent and often unexplainable hands of fate, the ups and downs of your journey exist, as the soul's most exciting and rewarding course of mastery. The reason why the ego cannot ever successfully surrender is because it is the very thing being surrendered. While the ego works towards surrendering, often viewing the universe through a lens of rewards and punishment, the closest it can get is admitting, I don't know how. When I don't know can be embraced, it signifies a readiness for a deeper path of spiritual evolution. Admitting we don't know is the ultimate release. When this is experienced from the ego's point of view, it can often feel like guilt, shame, depression, or a sense of worthlessness. While the ego views the unknown as a great loss or void, the soul experiences each moment of unsuspecting change as the end of the old and the beginning of something new. So your ego does want to go, do, got it, do, this and that. That's ego. So anytime you feel like you got to hurry up and do this or that, when you're not really feeling it, it's your ego still trying to control. You're not in control, the ego is. So that is part of the doing nothing, is allowing that you don't know how it's going to end. You have no clue. But that's what makes it so exciting too. That's what makes your imagination, your curiosity become more alive, because it's not up to you to solve a problem that might not even exist. It is up to you to just allow and see what's best for you and anyone else, for the best, highest good. Okay. All right. I got one little thing I want to say, then I will quit because I probably have been talking longer than I'm meant to. I am staying in the generous, eternal, present moment, emotionally available for magic, miracles, and divine intervention, aligned to Source's meaning, definition, and understanding, keeping my peace, consciously communicating, heart open to connection and community, supporting the personal and universal evolution of all.
Well, why don't we all take a deep breath, because I'm going to do that. And then just go ahead and let it out. Mother, Father, God, we thank you for this gathering tonight. We thank you for those who we have known, who have passed on. This is a time for us with Halloween and All Saints Day, or Remembrance Day. Help us to be able to remember those that have passed. Help us to remember that we are here to help other people along their paths. Help us to show love to each other. Help us to bring peace to our world. For this we ask in all its good. Amen.